Top 7 at 7 with Carly Barnett.
We're staying on top of a number of major stories happening around the Metro and beyond tonight, starting with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In less than 24 hours, we'll know who plays who in those matches. 8 of the games will be played right here in Atlanta. City leaders say safety and transportation are among their top priorities ahead of the games. A man is in the hospital tonight after a shooting involving an officer in Sandy Springs. It stemmed from a call about a possible assault. Police say officers shot Leandre Thomas after he pulled out a gun. A man now in custody for allegedly planting pipe bombs in Washington, D.C. the night before the 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Those bombs were found near both the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters. Companies slowed down on job cuts last month. Employers announced just over 71,000 layoffs in November. That's roughly half the amount from October. 2 metro Atlanta cities are now better equipped to handle emergencies. College Park and Alpharetta both adding new fire trucks to their fleets today in hopes of improving response time. Mass transit around metro Atlanta is getting a massive boost. MARTA will receive millions in federal funding to buy 30 new American-made buses, allowing some of their older buses to be retired. You could become a multi-millionaire this weekend. The Powerball jackpot is a whopping $820 million. The cash value, $383 million. The next drawing will be Saturday night. That's your Top 7 at 7. Download our Atlanta News First app to find the latest on all of these stories.